you've had a change of. First, I want to say it was a beautiful thing they did on your Fox this past Sunday.
Thank you very much.
Change of opponent. Yeah. What's the mindset going into now? You have to change of opponent moving forward. Was there any changes in camp or anything like that?
No, the truth, in camp is still the same thing. You know, like I said, I was telling I always train the same for every opponent. You know, we spar with different opponents, sparring partners that have different styles. Fighters that come and brawl, fighters that hit, fighters that move. Because my dad says that the opponent, we could be training for one style, and then they could come and change it up and bring a different style. So my dad always tells me to be prepared for any kind of style, and that's what we always do. We train for different styles, and we're always ready for whatever they bring.
And I was in New York with Gary Russell. I'm not sure if you saw the interview.
Yeah, nice.
And he said he's staying at 126 for Leo Santa Cruz.
Hey, that's good. That's what I want. I won the fight, like I said. I was in the amateurs. He beat me. You know, it was a good fight. And now the pros. It's gonna be 12 rounds. I think I have more time now, and I think I can beat him. And
so, is that the intent? You obviously plan on fighting him sometime this year.
Yes, of course. Yeah, I'm gonna push that fight, and the teams are gonna attack. If they can make that fight happen, good.
Did you get a chance to speak to Abner since he had his injury?
No, I haven't talked to Mares, but it hurts. I know how he's hurting a lot, and it's really sad to see fighters like that because this is our career. This is what we know what to do, and I just wish him nothing but the best. We're gonna send prayers to him so he will have a fully recovery, and hopefully he will continue to fight.
Getting back to the Gary Russell, he said he wants to fight you at 126, Tank Davis at 130, and Lomachenko at 135. And I just heard in the interview that you want to move up to 130.
Yeah.
Who would you want to fight at 130? And is that the top of your food chain for you?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's the top of I could go up to 130. Or there's Gervonta Davis, but I don't know if he's gonna be there much longer. Or there's the Mexican Berchel. He's a really strong fighter. I think So the WBC, that's what I want. So any of those fighters that right there, there's the 130, and that they give me the opportunity, I'll fight any.
Are you making 126 fairly easy?
Yeah, I'm making.
Looks like you stay in shape. Every time I see you, you're lean.
Yeah, I always stay in shape. I always try to stay in shape. My dad says that even though you're not in the gym, you still try to stay in shape so that when you go back in the gym, you're not that out of shape and you could go to in shape right away. And that's what we always do. We're always in the gym and we're always ready for if they call us, hey, you're gonna fight this time, we're ready.
How's Dad doing?
My dad right now, last week he was doing a little bit bad. He got a new chemo, so he was doing really bad. I think that's one of the best, the baddest times I have seen him. He was in really pain. He didn't even go to the gym one day. But right now, thank God he's doing better, and I think little by little he's gonna continue to do better.
How does the family adjust to having Dad? He's a little bit ill. You're at the top. You're a world-class fighter. How does that translate into the training and into the gym?
Well, it's hard. It's hard, when my dad's in those things. But sometimes I don't want to go to the gym. I want to stay with my dad and see if he's doing good. But my dad says, you go to the gym, go train hard. You do this. And I tell him, I talk to him, I say, okay, Dad, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to work hard. But you here, stay here and rest. Try to rest and recover so you could go back to the gym with me and stuff. And my mom, she always stays with him, taking care of him. And my brother's in the gym with me, taking care of me, telling my dad how I did, how I'm doing and stuff like that. And we both motivate each other, him by, fighting with cancer and working hard, and me in the gym, working hard, because I know when my dad knows that I'm working hard in the gym and he sees me doing good and listening to him, that motivates him a lot. And I see him a lot better. So, the thing I want to do the most, train hard so that he could be happy.
So he's your pound-for-pound champion?
Yes, of course. He's my pound-for-pound champion. He's always been since I remember, the memories I have of him, taking us to the gym in the bus, walking. Sometimes we had to, borrow money for the gas in the car and stuff. All those things it always comes to my head, that all the things we sacrificed, and, thanks to him.
You mentioned the word, you mentioned the word sacrifice. You have beautiful cars. Your house is the size of Hollywood. Talk about the sacrifices leading into. You said you had to get on the bus, you had to borrow money for gas. When you look back at those moments, what are some adjectives that you would use to describe your father?
He's dedicated. He was always he always had a dream. He never gave up, never giving up. Because people, when my dad said, "Oh, I'm gonna have a son that became world champion, and we're gonna have, things that we dream of," and people sometimes I know they would say, "Oh, that my dad was crazy, that he was dreaming," and it's just he's a example of that dreams do come true, and that if you work hard for it, if you push yourself into it, that things could happen. And all the people that used to say that my dad was crazy, that he was dreaming, that those things were never gonna happen, now say that things did come true, that he was always saying, he was always positive, and because they say if you don't dream, dreams will never come true. So I say dream, work for it, and you're gonna accomplish it.
What's your last dream in boxing? You mentioned dream, like where would you like to your Hall of Fame speech? You're probably right there in terms of Hall of Fame. Maybe you need one more championship, but you're basically there.
Yeah, my dream is, to be remember when I retired, remember I was one of those fighters that, in the history, like, Julio Chavez, Ricardo, Barrera, Morales, Osceola, all of those fighters, Mayweather, that they gave great fights, and that people could remember me after I retired and say, "Oh, I know Julio Santa Cruz."
Now, we got some other fights coming up.
Yeah.
Have your opinion changed on Mikey Garcia, Earl Smith?
No, still my opinion is still the same. I know they're both great fighters. They both have their advantage, but I think Mikey's experience and determination that he wants, I think he's gonna put him through, and I think he's gonna get the victory.
Have you ever had a comparable opponent like Mikey Garcia?
He has a question.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, let me ask this one. Well, it's like a one-on-one interview amongst 40 people. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. Have you ever had an opponent where it was like an Earl Spence or Mikey Garcia comparable, where you said everyone said he's the bigger guy, stronger guy, and maybe felt this pressure and you had to use your experience, had to keep your distance, stay behind your jab, anything like that?
He has one fighter that he has power. He had like 20, 30 something knockouts. You have to be smart with him, not get hit. And I think right there, people thought they were gonna knock me out.
Who was that? I didn't hear.
I think it was a Puerto Rican guy. I don't know who it was. I think it was. I don't remember his name right now, but I also think, Maris, when I was gonna fight Maris the first time, they were saying that I never faced a fighter like him, that he was natural 126, I was moving up, and people I think that he was gonna beat me, and I proved that I could beat him.
You're where you are today because of hard work and guidance from your father.
Yeah.
When you look back on your career and how far you've come, what are some of the things that you believe that you could have done in and out of the ring that could have made you a better person than you are today?
Better? I don't know. I don't think that there would be any things that I could have done differently. I think I did everything I was supposed to do. I stay away from, the gangs, from drugs, alcohol, all those things, clubs. When I was growing up, us as teenagers, we're gonna go clubbing, we're gonna hang out with our friends, and we want to do other things. And me, I was always boxing. I was always in the gym, in school, and yes, with my dad, we always go together, roll together. Like, instead of me hanging out with my friends, I would hang out with my dad and my family. We always be with them, and I think that's the thing that kept me and brought me to who I am right now, staying away from all those bad people and all those friends.
There are many fighters that have had their fathers in their corners and been with them throughout their careers, and we've seen how some of those relationships have either faltered or succeeded. Yeah. What do you think is really making the two of you keep that bond together?
I think the respect, we both have the respect. I respect him, he respects me, and we always, we do get in fights and stuff like that, but then we're mad one day, but then the next day it's like if nothing happened. We talk back like if, because he says, he wants the best for me, and I know he's gonna tell me how it is. He has to tell me, because if there's somebody that don't tell you the things how it is, then it's not helping you. They have to tell you things how straight out and correct you, scream at you and punish you and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's family, and I think we have the respect, and we always do what we have to do.
You seem to be developing into a bigger body person. Any chance that you'll change your weight class?
Yeah, you know, I'm getting bigger, older, and I think I am gonna, hopefully, you know, I want to unify the division of 126, and then I want to move up to 130 and fight for another title at 130.
Well, tell us about this gentleman that you're going to be fighting. What do you know about him? You seen any films of him, and do you know about his style of fighting?
Yeah, I know his style. You know, this fighter that I'm fighting, he fought you know, good fighters. He fought Joseph Diaz and he fought Joey Gonzalez. They're undefeated fighters, and he went out 12 rounds with them. You know, they went to the decision, and he gave him a tough battle. You know, he only has 2 losses, and those 2 losses are against those undefeated fighters. So it shows that he's a fighter that's tough. He comes to fight, and he comes to leave everything in the ring. And I know this is not gonna be no easy fight.
The fact that he went the distance with those 2 guys in the 2 losses, does that motivate you to try to get him out of there, or does it just kind of let you know maybe he's tougher than they expected?
Yeah, you know, it shows that he's tougher than, you know, that people expect, you know, and it does, you know, motivate me to be the first to knock him out. I'm gonna go out there, and you know, if I proceed a knockout, I'm gonna go for it, but I'm not gonna get wild or desperate and try to knock him out. I'm just gonna try to go out there, do a great fight, and get the victory, because that's what's more important, to come out, you know, with the big victory. But if we could see the knockout, it'll be great, because, you know, we'll be the first one to knock him out, and that will make me look good.
The undercard of your fight is a really good fight. Omar Figueroa versus Molina. I know you're probably going to be watching backstage, but watching a fight like that, I mean, you know, we're all assuming it's going to be a war.
Yes.
But does that kind of, the fact that you're going to get in the ring next, kind of like hype you up? Like, yeah, I got to do better than that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it does. You know, I'm gonna be worried. I'm gonna be like, oh, if they're giving a great fight, and they're gonna begin, I'm gonna want to steal the show. You know, so there's gonna be a lot of pressure on me to try to go out there and look even better than them. And I know it's gonna be a hard task, but you know, anything could happen. You know, we could go out there, and my opponent is, yeah, no, it could make that happen, because, you know, he's a tough opponent that comes to fight and makes it a good fight. He's tough, he could take punches, so I know I'm going to be landing some good shots, getting my all, and I know he's going to be taking it and being able to resist the punishment. So, but, you know, it's going to be a great fight. That's what the fans love to see, action back and forth and the war. So.
All right, good. Everybody good? Okay, Leo's going to work out, and then he'll do a couple more interviews.